In the first video of this series, you built a list of prospects. You divided your list into active prospects, growth prospects, and bench prospects. Your active prospects are current clients and people you're actively speaking to. Bench prospects are your standby prospects, people that you stay in touch with but are not pursuits right now. This lesson is about talking to your growth prospects to help you develop relationships with them and learn about their business. Let's get started. There are 4 types of business development calls. Calls that have no benefit for either party, calls that benefit me, calls that benefit you, and calls that benefit both of us. No benefit calls waste time. Calls that just benefit me subtract from the relationship. Calls which benefit you add to the relationship, and calls that benefit both of us move the relationship to a higher level. We try only to make 3rd and 4th type calls. Call planning helps you do that. Before we start, read the 2 articles that accompany this lesson. The first is 17 Ways to Add Value to Your Client Relationships. The second one is called Reasons to Call. These articles should get you thinking more creatively about how you can create benefit and value in your business relationships. Call planning helps you avoid random, ill-conceived phone calls and meetings where no one benefits. It allows you to determine how you can help others, set clear objectives for the call, and design the conversation so you know what questions to ask and how to advance the relationship. Okay, select somebody from your growth prospect list to call. Prepare for each call by doing some research. If you have notes from previous conversations, review these. Do an internet search on your target and their company. Read articles or blog posts that the person has written. Review his or her LinkedIn profile and look for any additions or changes to their profile. Next, identify a reason for the call. Work out your call strategy. Think about the value that you can offer. You can give them information, connect them to other people, give advice, compliments, or invite them to an event or activity. Write out your reason to call and the value that you can offer on your call planner. Set a reverse objective for the call. That's right, set an objective for your prospect. What will they get from your call or meeting? How should they feel as a result of your call? What will they accomplish from your call? What new information or insights can they get from you? Will they get competitive or market information? An introduction to one of your partners, or maybe somebody in their industry. What's in it for them? Be specific. Write it down in your call planner. Every time you provide value to them, you make them more receptive to your future calls. Review the list of reverse call objectives. Based on everything that you now know, what needs and challenges might they have? Think about the personal as well as business challenges they face. Don't just think about the challenges that you can help them with. Think about all of their possible challenges. Write these down on your call planner. For instance, if your research found that they have a new lawyer on the legal team, there may be onboarding or training challenges. Your questions should try to understand the context of their current situation and the dynamics of their challenges. Of course, you can't fully know everything that they're dealing with. But thinking broadly like this, what we call empathetic thinking, will put you in a mindset that helps you better focus on their needs over your own. Come up with possible questions to ask. Formulate questions that seek to understand their situation, such as current projects and the company's direction. Ask questions to understand their needs and challenges, such as questions about potential solutions or their next steps. Ask questions that ask about the strategic importance or risks of an issue and the priority or urgency in solving it. And ask questions that try to understand the value or benefit of solving challenges or dealing with certain issues. Write these questions out in your call planner. Now think about how you can help this person. Think about who you could introduce them to, articles and white papers that they might find useful. What advice can you offer based on your skills, experience, and knowledge? These may change during the call, but having thought about it in advance will help you make an offer should you find the opportunity. Finally, think about how you can personalize the conversation. How will you open the conversation? How can you connect with them through shared experiences, interests, or situations? Ask yourself what the two of you have in common that can help you establish rapport with a newer connection or reinforce the relationship with a more established connection. If you know something about the person's family or activities outside of work, you might start the conversation by asking about their kids or their vacation. Letting the person know that you remember these important details about his or her life demonstrates your level of interest in them and your past conversations. Now mentally practice the call. Think about the various responses that you might get and how you'll respond. Think about the voicemail message you should leave. Preparing for the conversation will help you manage it and accomplish your objectives. Your outreach conversation should follow this simple format. Open the conversation by connecting with the person in an authentic way by asking about something that you share in common, a shared interest, experience, or situation. Then bring up the recent news you've heard about them, the company, or their industry. Ask questions and gently probe to understand the situation, potential solutions, the impact or risk, the priority or urgency, and the value or benefit of a solution. Use your judgment about how much to probe. Most people like to talk about their work and their challenges, though. Take notes of what they say. Record the information they give you in your contact notes. Don't skip this part or shortcut your notes. Summarize your conversation thoroughly. If it feels appropriate, offer suggestions, resources, information, and introductions to your connections that may help them. If you can't think of something, it's always fine to call back later with an offer of assistance. What you offer should be genuinely helpful to them. If it takes some time to think it through, take the time. Lastly, schedule your next step. Be specific with what you'll do and by when. Convey the impression that you take your relationship with them seriously by scheduling your follow-up, the next call, or your next meeting. Top producers make call planning a regular part of their outreach. It becomes second nature and takes very little time once it becomes a habit of your business development efforts. A call plan allows you to gauge how the conversation is going and redirect it if necessary. A plan actually gives you more flexibility and makes you more responsive and resourceful. It's tempting to pick up the phone or just shoot out a quick email, but spending time to prepare makes the call much more productive. The more you do it, the easier it gets and the less time it takes. That's all for this video.